My hair is way too long, I need a cut. Hey everybody, today I am 3 weeks and 3 days postpartum with baby Rowan. So I've put together a video that basically just shows you how the end of my pregnancy with Rowan went. And I've included a little bit of preamble before labor actually began. So if you want to skip the preamble and you just want to get to where I actually go into labor, skip forward to about 7 minutes and that should be about right. I'll put the exact timestamp in the video right here. He's been doing really well and I am healing quite well, and we are just getting life, used to life as a family of 6. I never thought I would have 4 children, but here I am. And he's definitely the last one. John has had a vasectomy this June. So from about September, we should be good, and hopefully no post-vasectomy babies for us. So pray for me. Here is our birth vlog. I hope you like it. So for a lot of 40 weeks plus, I was enduring a super heat wave, which was okay. I actually dealt with it all right. It was John who really suffered. I feel gross today. I feel pretty sorry for myself. I had a little cry because I'm just so tired and I'm so done being pregnant now. 40 weeks and 6 days pregnant. Still pregnant. No signs of anything. This is my 41-week bump. Pregnancy is like such a wild time. I've had this C-section booked in at 42 weeks, which is the 6th of July. Yesterday I felt okay and I felt pretty confident. And today I just don't feel that way at all, and I feel like I'm going to get to the 6th of July and I'm going to have a C-section. I am 40. You okay? Lots and lots and lots of Braxton Hicks. And sometimes I get a good run of them and I'm like, oh, maybe this is beginning of something. And I'm in that place right now. I've had quite a good run of Braxton Hicks and they are kind of coming and going. The thing that is making me feel like maybe this is closer to the real thing is my back hurts, which I've not really had before. They are a bit painful. They're kind of low down. So it could be the real thing. It's just gone 9 p.m. and Eden is asleep. Fox is asleep. I'm just resting in this, like, what do they call it? Flying cowgirl. This could be the beginning. They've been pretty consistent. I'm getting a kind of surge, I guess, every few minutes, which is how labor has been for me before. They've always started off quite, rhythmic, but they're quite mild. I mean, they're a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit painful, but not awful. Like, they're not unmanageable at all. So I just thought I would spend a bit of time resting in this position and just to see if, I don't know, what happens basically. Okay, no maybe. After I had that rest last night, things kind of dwindled a bit. I still had a few that were pretty strong, but it didn't pick up. And we did a few things, like we did a bit of massage with Clary Sage, and I listened to some stuff in my headphones, and I did wake up about 1:30, 2. I became a little bit anxious. It's just end of pregnancy is a bit of a mind thing. But everything's fine, baby's moving around. I just wasn't having any more contractions. So today I am going to piddle about. I'm going to try and ignore it, go to my pre-op assessment, and 41 and 4 days. It's just hard waiting. You know, if I'd gone along with the recommendation, I would have had a baby like 3 weeks ago. I am 41 weeks and 5 days pregnant, which is the longest I've been pregnant ever. Well, this is, if I go beyond today, that's the longest I will have ever been pregnant. Feeling pretty tired, fed up, sore, so over this. Want this baby out, but having some conflict over the fact that I have a C-section booked on Monday. I went for my pre-op assessment yesterday, which took hours, like so much longer than it should have. Incredibly, myself, really. And maybe the internet at large, but I don't know whether I'm going to put this out or not. I have called the hospital and I have said that I want to postpone or cancel my elective cesarean tomorrow. I didn't really know who to call because it's a Sunday, so I just called the maternity line, the labour ward line, because that's where I'd be going anyway today to have bloods taken. They said, that's fine, but someone will call me later. I had a bit of a cry. I'm upstairs! You've already had a lolly. Hang on. Just changed the sheets on the bed. And now I'm laying on the bed and my back hurts. So I've got 2 pillows behind me. And then the nursing pillow as my kind of lumbar support. It's actually great. And then I've got this little one behind my head. Probably the comfiest way I can really be. I can have this leg out, but I can't have this one out because this hip does not tolerate external rotation. This one does. They were so sore yesterday. 1 weeks and 6 days. This is the longest I've ever been pregnant. I've never made it to 42 weeks. Now, because I'm choosing to postpone my cesarean, it could go past 42 weeks. I don't know, or something releases in me and I go into labour like tonight. So far, no real signs of anything except just Braxton Hicks, a bit of period cramping sometimes and occasionally some backache. I'm attempting some mild circuit. How you're supposed to be comfortable and open your chest, I don't know, especially for half an hour. This is probably the most comfortable it's felt because it usually puts a lot of pressure on my hip joints, mostly my right side. But it's handling it okay today. So I'm going to try and stay here for as long as possible. So I'm 42 weeks officially, and I think it's begun. I think it started yesterday evening about 9:30, 10 o'clock. So after I'd put Eden down, finally she went to bed. She was up pretty late, and I've had pretty regular, what started out as very strong Braxton Hicks all through the night, although I think sometimes they took a break and sometimes they were less intense and then other times they were really strong. They've basically not stopped. So as in my usual style, right at the last hour things have started, and I don't really know what's going to happen. I don't know if I can give birth to this baby normally. I may still end up with a C-section, but I'm going to give it a good try. After I cancelled my elective yesterday, I have agreed to go in for some monitoring. I'm having one right now at 12:30, and we'll see if I'm still contracting then. Oh, they're uncomfortable, that's for sure. Okay, go on then. Go, go, go. Oh, no. Go, go, go.
She got some of that.
No.
You just take Nick as a dress looks okay.
No, I'm dressing that one.
Go on a minute.
I like video. So it is nearing 2 p.m. and I have been contracting since about 10 p.m. last night. I've been in the pool a little bit. It just became really difficult to keep Eden away because she just thinks it's mommy's swimming pool. Oh.
You know, they came today.
Yeah.
It's the inverse of my birthday.
Haha. Yeah. Huh. The contractions are coming regularly, but they vary a little bit in intensity, and yeah, it does depend what I'm doing. Sitting down is often the most intense. The pool was nice. It took the edge off. The hospital have been calling me a bit, kind of just asking like, how are things going? Are you gonna come in? You know, making a lot of people, they didn't say so, but I know I'm making a lot of people nervous. I'm trying to decide if my lips look a weird color. I don't know. Maybe? It's just the light. I don't know, guys. Nothing's really changed. Baby's still moving. I feel okay. I just feel tired. I'm losing my mucus plug now. That's been happening since this morning in little bits and pieces. So something is changing. Something is happening. But I know that if I go into hospital, they're gonna want to put me on monitors, and the deal was to go to Broadlands unit, which is basically like a birth center in the hospital. I think they'll find a way to make sure that doesn't happen, and they'll put me on labor ward, and then they'll put me on a clock, and then basically that's just a countdown to C-section, which, you know, I can be open to, mostly because I've gone into spontaneous labor. Baby has made it clear that they are ready, and this is their birthday. Anyway, gotta go because another one's coming. I'm in the pool. Eden's really struggling with the fact that I'm up here. Hang on. Not much is changing. The contractions are pretty regular. They're coming every 4 minutes or so, lasting a good duration. The hospital is aware. They want me to come in, and I've had some bloody show. She's finding it so hard, the fact that I'm in here in the pool, and I don't think this baby's moving down. I'm trying all sorts of stuff, spinning babies, position changes. Nothing's really working. Here comes another one. It's a little bit complicated because at this point we would be looking at probably being in overnight. Eden's never done an overnight without both of us before. She's done an overnight without each of us at different times, but not both, and so I don't really know what the plan is now. I've been staying hydrated, I've been staying on top of food, trying to rest between contractions. The pool sometimes makes them less intense, but I'm having to do a lot of this on my own because John and my mum are taken up with Eden. So I think we might have to make the decision to transfer into hospital, just because then she will understand that I'm not here and that the pool is not a thing, and otherwise she's been great. She's been really sweet, supportive, loving. And this pool is nice. I'm very tired. It's coming up to 9 o'clock, and I'm gonna have another cesarean because basically baby's just not moving down. Same as the others. It would be silly to expect anything else, really. I'm on gas and air, which is pretty good actually, and I've got cannula in. It hurts quite a bit. So John's just gone to get some food while he has an opportunity. Kids are at home with my mum, and I'm going to go under the knife again. But the good news is that baby is doing really well, and they've been just the whole time. So that is something to be very thankful for. Yeah, it's just a phone call, yeah. Yeah, we're both fine. A little bit, yeah. Yeah, but we're both fine. Yeah. It's another little boy. Yeah. I know. We haven't got around to that yet. It's taken quite a long time just to sort of get to the point where he could be weighed and everything. What did he weigh?
Let me go and look on his chart.
Did it? I'm incredibly tired. 1:40 a.m. He was born at 22:43 on the 6th of July. It's a boy. Haven't named him yet. I'm going to try and get some sleep. 7 pounds, 8 ounces. He is a whole pound. And then some, heavier than Fox, who was my heaviest. I had 6 pounds 5. He's latched on twice now, and fallen asleep and been settled again. I'm just like in awe of what my body did. So now I have another recovery ahead of me, but first things first. Oh my god, sleep. I have never slept the first night I've had a baby. It doesn't matter how tired I am. I am so tired right now. But I just can't drop off. I keep waking up every few minutes. I'm also really itchy from the anesthetic wearing off. The midwife has been taking really good care of me, and she's offered to get me some Piriton antihistamine to help the itchiness wear off, because it could be that it's keeping me awake. So I have 2 questions for her, like, will this work? Like, how effective is this? And second of all, like, will it make me extra drowsy? And I'm only sharing this because it's like, these are questions you can ask, and this is how you advocate, and this is how you maintain your agency, by asking questions and being well informed. He also, he had a little high lactate in his blood gases. Basically, that's an infection marker, but it's only 0.3 above what is considered normal, and he's showing no other signs of infection. So, and he's he's just come out, and like people keep prodding him and waking him up, and I want him to have a really good sleep. So I said, can we just wait? He's not showing any signs of infection. He's a really good colour. He's got a really good set of lungs on him. You know, it's just that maybe, I can't remember what she said now. It's like, you know, I had a spinal block, and then, you know, and his heart rate went up and such, and so did his lactate, whatever. So for now, we've just agreed that we'll delay doing his SATs, because it's another heel prick test, and I just want him to have some peace for a while. Because it's a big deal, you know. We went through 22 hours, about 24 hours of contractions together, and with only gas and air to help until the surgery. He needs a rest as well. So this is my point, is that you can ask questions like, what if we do nothing? What are the benefits of this? What are the risks? What are alternatives? What does Mama's intuition say? My intuition in this instance is saying he's fine. It's only a little bit over what's considered normal, and he's showing no other signs of infection. So I'm happy to monitor and just look after him. But of course, if you're refusing to do something that's considered policy, then you have to basically have a conversation with someone where you understand the risks and like we just talked about, the benefits, and you know, you make a decision based on informed consent. I've already got feeling back in my legs, but I feel gross. Like, I want to brush my teeth. I want to take a shower. I'm going to have to wait for that though. I'll get into the reasons behind why we chose what we did. Why I chose what I did. But for now, we have another son. And he's beautiful. And he looks so much like his sister. And I kind of keep looking over at him, and I'm just like, wow, I had another baby. And I'm also thinking about like the fact that I get to now have my body back a bit. Like, obviously he's gonna breastfeed, and Eden still breastfeeds a bit too, but I'm gonna get my body back. And that feels amazing. And John's had a vasectomy, so this should be it. I'm really pleased with how I made decisions, how I stuck to my values and honoured myself, and I didn't back down and let myself be persuaded. And honestly, like, the NHS this time around have been good. My community midwife looked after me when I came in, and I don't know, I'm waffling a bit now, but there were many, many, many good things. And yeah, so I'll put them all here because I will forget otherwise. But yeah, I've had my community midwife. She looked after me when I came in because she was on shift. It was really quiet, so not any emergencies really today. And the monitoring was looking really good. Like, baby boy was tolerating everything really, really well. He was so happy in there. And even though I've had 3 cesarean sections, I wasn't showing any signs of rupture. But what did happen is that upon having a vaginal examination, which I consented to, I said, yeah, I want to know what's going on. I was very, very thin, so like my cervix was very, very thin, very effaced. It only had like maybe a centimetre or half a centimetre to go. And that was the feeling that I was having during contractions, is this kind of like pulling, drawing, pressure, downward sort of feeling. Like, literally, like everything was like opening up from inside. But I was only dilated like 1.5 centimetres. And the waters were bulging through that gap. but baby was really, really high in my pelvis still, as they've all been at this point. For some reason, it must just be the shape of me, that my babies don't engage, and that is what prevents me from giving birth vaginally. And I'm obviously very grateful that I live in a time where cesarean section is largely safe. We talked about artificial rupture of membranes, and so that's where they go in with like this kind of hook and they break the waters. Because he was so high in my pelvis, there was a chance that his cord could prolapse. So that would be where his cord comes down before anything else, and maybe his head then comes down a bit and his cord gets pinched between his head and my pelvis, and it cuts off blood supply and oxygen supply. And obviously that's a like category 1 emergency. He could not be safe in that situation. And then the other option was, to do nothing in labor, continuing to labor, which I would not have done without pain medication, because it was just too intense. And artificial rupture of membranes will likely make your contractions more painful and closer together, and they were already pretty painful and very close together. They were like 2 or 3 minutes apart at this point. So the other option we had was to go for another cesarean section. Now I realize that if I'd known he was going to come today anyway, and he may have only made the decision to come because I was ready and I had advocated for myself, and I could have avoided 24 hours of pain and exhaustion if I had just gone with my elective. But I don't regret what I did. I would regret not trying and not advocating for what I wanted to do. I'm really glad that he chose his birthday. All of my babies have chosen their birthdays, even though they all arrived by C-section. I can't ask for more than what I did. And like I've been saying before, this pregnancy, this is not just about pregnancy, this is about agency and ownership and values. I know that there may be some long-term effects of what I have done to him, but I've also done the same with all of my children, and they have turned out just fine. In fact, I'd go as far as to say like more than fine. And the only one who's had a little bit more of a tough time is Fox. And that is because he had an incredibly rough start. We're not out of the woods with this one. He could, it's hot, just like it was when Fox was born. And he could get dehydrated and need to, go to NICU or whatever. But anyway, it is now 3:10 in the morning. I'm so itchy. She's not hurrying up. Anyway, that's enough for now.
I don't know why it takes so long to get hospitals to discharge you. Every single time it's just taken forever. They knew I wanted to go home this morning, as in like I told them last night I wanted to leave in the morning, and it is now 3:20 in the afternoon. I'm so tired of being here. I just want to go home. I'm tired. It's hot. I know it's hot everywhere at the moment, but I'd rather be hot and tired at home with my family. This is really lonely.
And there you have it. That is the story of how Rowan came into the world. It wasn't exactly what I hoped for and what I planned for, but birth rarely goes the way that we plan. And we're now a month postpartum and doing well. He's doing really well, and I'm mostly fine. But I'm hoping to do a bit more of a sort of postpartum video soon. Life is pretty busy with 4 children during the school holidays. You know, newborn, it's crazy. But yeah, we are just trying to find our new groove as a family of 6, and we're all healthy and happy for the most part, I think. But yeah, so if you've made it all the way to the end of this video, I'm very impressed. And thank you so much for all the people who've given me comments and support over these last few months, and all the people who've checked in. I'm very grateful. So I'm hoping I'll be back with another video soon.